I'm flipping this on, man. How are you? Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you.
Catch anything?
Yeah, I just got a nice croaker.
Dude, that is a really nice croaker, man. You know, people don't realize, I mean, those are great fish tacos.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good to eat. What's your name again?
Uriel?
What is it?
Uriel?
Uriel. Ah, que bueno. Gusto verte.
Yeah,
Really nice to see you. Yeah. So you're drop shotting, it looks like. Let me see that, man. All right, and you caught that croaker drop shotting?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he bit the bottom.
What's that?
He bit the bottom one.
Oh, cool. So you got two on there. That's a good way to catch a halibut too, huh? Dude.
I got the bottom one for the halibut and the top one for the croaker.
Yeah. Now I see you with a camera. So do you have a YouTube channel or anything?
Starting it out.
You're just starting. What is it?
I'm gonna do SA fishing.
SA Fishing on YouTube.
On YouTube.
All right. Have you started yet?
No, not yet. I had
Okay.
my first video that came out and I got 10 fish that day.
Oh, wow. Shoot, that's great. So look forward to meeting this nice young man, SA Fishing on YouTube, and you're going to be on Instagram. And dude, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Fresh, delicious, spiny lobster. $20 a pound. This Friday in Oxnard, California, my dear friend Sean Stewart will be selling lobster from 4 to 6 in the afternoon up there in Oxnard, California. These lobsters sold for $50, $60 a pound last year, but due to the tariff war with China, the lobster are staying home here in Southern California. Best way to do this is to text him and get your order in before it's too late. Lobster. $20 a pound. How can you beat it? The phone number is 805-844-5566. Make sure you tell Sean Freeman Adventures sent you. Get your lobster, $20 a pound. Oxnard, oh my God. King tides have arrived to Southern California November 4th through the 6th when the tides are about 1 to 2 feet above average. This can result in coastal flooding and beach erosion. King tides are a naturally occurring phenomenon. They don't have a thing to do with climate change or global warming. King tides coincide with a new moon or a full moon. All you have to do is look up in the sky and you'll see that super moon right now. These king tides manifest themselves when the moon is at its closest point to the earth, amplifying its pull. Don't be afraid of the king tides. Come out and enjoy them. The next king tide here in Southern California is going to be December 3rd through the 5th. Freeman, I want to clarify a little bit more about the Mexico situation, the tax on rods and reels coming into the country. You are allowed to bring down 4 outfits with you. You can bring 4 outfits into Mexico. However, if you have more rods and reels after that, it is subject to a 19% tax, and some anglers are getting stuck with some hefty bills. So 4 outfits you're allowed to bring into Mexico to fish. Anything over that, you might get that 19%. If that garage door has become a pain in your arse, there's only one man to call, and it's Joe Welker, your garage door man. The tax man, Tim Marquez, will help you net your tax refunds. He's been doing this for 35 years. You can trust the tax man. Make sure you keep your roof watertight with Pelican Roofs SoCal so you can get back to catching more fish. And you can trust Mario Vega with your estate planning. Make sure your rods and reels and fishing equipment go to the right person when you plots.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast. Your Phil Friedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. They'll tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of content coming your way. Friedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning briefing. Morning briefing.
And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, make sure you give John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning a call today. There's nothing like fishing with Captain Daniel Hadaway on the Island Spirit out of Ventura Sport Fishing. And the El Patron, headed to Catalina Island every single day out of Long Beach Sport Fishing. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. What a pleasure to have met that nice young man. He's already got a nice yellowfin croaker. I can see just from here he knows how to work that drop shot. So hopefully by the end of the morning briefing, sometime between now and the end of the morning briefing, we're going to see him catch another fish. SA Fishing coming soon to all of you. I can't wait. He just seems like such a nice young man. Hey, we are risking our lives down here with this situation with the king tides here today. Oh my God, I hope we're able to make it through the morning briefing with you all. I can't do that with a straight face. Man, there's so much going on. First of all, tonight, Lobster Chronicles with a very special guest in from Cabo San Lucas, the one and only. Speaking of king tides, how about just kings? Dave Hansen will be joining yours truly tonight live on Lobster Chronicles. That is going to be a great show. One only can guess what kind of shenanigans will occur during tonight's show. Also, we've got a ton of great fishing to talk about. We checked in with Jeff Lingle a moment ago. He's got 3 white sea bass on the beach. He's way down there, a couple hundred miles south of the border, but he'll have some information on yellowfin and dorado and did the bluefin tuna bite with that super moon looming over. We're going to check in on some great long-range fishing. Hey, the full day boat out of San Diego got a piece of some good fishing yesterday in the tribute. What a magnificent trip, especially, well, it was for everybody. It was lights out yellowfin tuna fishing, but 12-year-old Aiden, you saw that whole thing in the very beginning. That was really special. The Island Spirit is out fishing halibut today with Captain Daniel Hadaway out of Ventura Sport Fishing. You can get lobster for $20. Brian Sanchez, who will be on Lobster Chronicles tonight, was up crabbing around in San Francisco on board the California Dawn. Man, you talk about November when it's supposed to be slow and it's still cranked up and rocking and rolling. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Man, is that good or what? And it is always so great to start my day out by meeting a nice young man like that young man right there. Hey, if you don't mind, hit that like button, share these videos everywhere. Make sure you subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. Also, make sure you tick that rotten, filthy, disgusting little bell. Smelly little bell also. Deplorable little bell. Rotten little bell. Did I say that? Well, just kind of tick it, and then you'll be notified when there is new content. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Really great to be with you all. Let's rock and roll. Dave Hansen tonight live on the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. That is going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's start out in Mexico, where we told you about that 19% tax. That's been going on for a while, but it just seems like they've accelerated the enforcement of it. 4 outfits, what you're allowed to bring into Mexico. 4 rods and reels. Anything over that, they're going to put a value on it and assess a 19% tax on top of that, and that results in some really hefty bills. All right, south of the border, we're going to focus in on Ensenada, Baja California, where fishing has been outstanding, and it is not slowing down one bit at all. I am principally talking about bluefin tuna, but more yellowfin are starting to filter into the Ensenada area, where fishing has been spectacular. 20 to 40 pound bluefin tuna have been biting for so many of our dear friends south of the border that continue continue to have an absolutely dream fall this year, and it is continuing. Mara sport fishing with great bluefin tuna fishing, and as I mentioned, there's some yellowtail on the coast. There's the occasional, very occasional Dorado, mostly bluefin, but a lot of yellowfin nearby and starting to move in. Blackfin sport fishing with a huge day yesterday. Of course, Berenice, mom of Paulina, my co-host when I'm down in Ensenada, she had a great fish here recently. Captain Ihara Nunez, the first female sport fishing captain in beautiful Ensenada. She's been catching some big bluefin tuna along with Paulina and Folk and so many of our other dear friends. Ramon sport fishing, Primero Dios sport fishing, that's God's first sport fishing. And I don't mean to leave anybody out because they're all getting them and they all provide you with memories for a lifetime. They do a great job. They work hard. They're very fishy down there in Ensenada. And when you get back in and they process your fish, you can have a cold beer or a cup of coffee, watch them process your fish and bond with the guys you just spent a memorable day with catching fish. Some small kelp patty yellowtail around also. Most of those fish on the trolled Mad Mac lures or a similar kind of jig. Even, you know, the old albacore style feathers, they're getting bit on this bluefin tuna. In addition to that, a small chrome jig like a Dawasakana or a Colt Sniper, also very effective. And the Tuna Riot poppers continue to produce really, really well. Those are so effective when catching both bluefin and yellowfin tuna. And man, the visual when those fish blow out on that Tuna Riot popper, there is nothing like it. Great fishing going on down there in that neck of the woods. We're going to talk to you about long range fishing right now because this is such a great season that's going on, but they're all great, really. This is a great time of the year to be on an 8 to 10 day trip out of San Diego, California, and heading down about 500 miles where you can find a spectacular bite on a variety of species, and that really is the name of the game in the fall on these long-range trips. The variety goes up. You have so many different options. In fact, we've seen superior wahoo fishing down there for myriad of different boats. The Red Rooster 3 unloaded a great catch of wahoo yesterday in San Diego, but the Royal Polaris and the Independence, several other boats are down at the area about 400 or 500 miles down below, and they've had exceptionally good wahoo fishing. In fact, we've seen some who pushing 100 pounds this year. The grade of fish has been spectacular, and all these guys are in on it. Kevin Kwan, the owner of Young's Fishing Tackle in Bellflower, California, has been doing a great job on his trip. He is currently out. I think he's on a 10-day trip. I'm pretty sure 8 or 10-day trip, and they are having a dream trip yesterday. Really good yellowtail fishing for them and some excellent big wahoo to go along with it. So it has been absolutely spectacular, and it's continuing that way on yellowtail, on big yellowfin tuna, talking 60 to 100 plus pound YFT. The shark problem out there, the Lejos Rocks, continues, but it always seems to be a problem out there, and it's just kind of part of the game that you'll have to experience. It gets very sharky out there, and they love to bite and munch on your yellowfin tuna. Dorado, yellowfin tuna, yellowtail, and a variety of other species await you on these long-range trips, and we are going to be out on the Independence sailing on November the 18th on the Freedman Adventures 8-day trip. And of course, I'm going to chronicle the whole thing for all of you. That is going to be an absolutely magnificent trip. Can't wait to do that. We'll come up a little bit closer to home now, and we got to talk about the tribute and the fantastic Greg Gutierrez day he had on there, along with all the lucky anglers on board. It turned into full speed yellowfin tuna fishing. It was absolutely fantastic. 12-year-old Aiden was on that trip. He's from Mission Viejo. He got out there, caught his first bluefin tuna. Then he caught his first yellowfin tuna. And then, of course, well, not of course, but man, it just seemed like the script was written perfectly for this. He ended up with limits of yellowfin tuna, which is 5 fish, and you couldn't wipe the smile off Aiden's face. Aiden, from Friedman Adventures, we send you our very best and congratulations on that great angling feat. Really great stuff going on. Really good yellowfin tuna fishing for the guys that are fishing down at about 80 miles right now south of the border. And there's some bluefin. Now, while most of that bluefin's 20 to 40, you'll get into some trips with this 40 to 70 pound bluefin tuna. The Tribute had a pretty good whack at that bigger grade fish. So that is really great news, and that bite is continuing. The San Diego is a boat that leaves in the morning and comes back in the evenings. They had 24 anglers on board yesterday out of C4 Sport Fishing, 16 bluefin tuna, 16 yellowtail, and as that fish, that yellowfin, continues to slide up the coast, that could be in their future. Do not write those full day trips off in San Diego. The story has not been told quite yet here for 25. I'm telling you, we're somewhere in the process and we'll see what's going on. Jeff Lingle, whom we absolutely adore with all his great updates. He runs a yacht out of San Diego, fishing down 200 miles south of the border right now. And down there in that neck of the woods, he found some yellowfin tuna, he found some dorado, but he was pulling his hair out last night, cursing at the supermoon because Jeff said, man, we couldn't get a bite. It was a tough night. He scoured over 40 miles of ocean trying to get a bunch of fish that would bite, and it was just a tough night. But Jeff's on the beach right now. He's caught 5 white sea bass. 3 of those fish are keepers. He goes in there with some live squid. He's able to lay his hands on that, and he's having a great trip as always. Really, really good stuff going on. So again, you've got that bite going on south of the border with the yellowfin tuna. Now, if you're an LA Orange County based boat, more than likely you're going to end up on Tanner or Cortez Bank. That is where we have seen some outstanding bluefin tuna fishing. And in this gorgeous weather right now, it has been absolutely spectacular. The Freedom has been limiting out on their trips out of 22nd Street Landing in beautiful San Pedro, California. A couple of bluefin tuna per rod. And also they top off with some great rockfish. So it has been spectacular out there. Again, we're looking at 12 to 25-pound bluefin tuna for the most part. Once in a while, you'll get a bigger fish than that. Sometimes you'll see some yellowtail mixed in. We go back a week ago, and the Thunderbird was out there, and they ended up with 101 yellowtail after catching limits of bluefin tuna. Everybody's going like, what happened? Where did they come from? But the occasional hit on the yellowtail out there in that neck of the woods. Really great fishing. Most of the time it's a plunker bite out there. So we're talking about 2, 3 fish going, maybe 6 fish going, maybe you're dry. 25-pound fluorocarbon works so great on those bites. That's exactly what you want to be using. A number 2 or 4 size blacktail circle hook. They work really good. Pick whatever hook brand you like. We like blacktail hooks. Sky and Izzy, dear friends of the Friedman Adventures family, and also choosing a hot bait, changing that bait regularly. You've heard me say it a million times, so those are also really, really important factors. Great fishing out there, continuing. Man, this full moon, super moon, these king tides, these awful king tides. I'm risking my life down here for you. Have not put that bite down. Jeff had a rough time of it. We'll see what happens there. Nighttime bluefin tuna fishing has been very hit and miss, almost non-existent right now. It's illustrated by what Jeff was saying down below, but the same thing applies up here. Every once in a while, you'll get that bite in the early morning hours, like 4 a.m., and then ride it into the sunrise. And those Colt Snipers, Iowas, Akanas are very effective during that time. 100, 120 gram jigs. You'll ride that 4 a.m. bite into the sunrise and then start fly lining a bait. That's been a good way to go. Cortez Sport Fishing, I forgot to mention my dear friend Carlos Cortez. He runs out of Popola, which is just about a 15-minute drive south of Rosarito Beach. Had a big day yesterday. Fantastic fishing for Carlos as they just keep doing their thing. Whoa, super tide is threatening my coffee cup. I told you this was an exceptionally dangerous time during these king tides. I better be paying attention here because the tide is coming up, threatening my stuff. And that right there also, we got to be very careful here this morning. All right, Coronado Highlands, a few yellows, some good deep water cod fishing going on in that neck of the woods. Also out at San Clemente Island, dropper loop yellowtail from time to time. Live squid, heavy line, big old 7/0 size hook. Maybe you don't want to go that big, but I like a big old hook. And some 15 to 30 pound yellowtail, not a lot, but a little bit. Some good calico bass fishing, great rock fishing out at Clemente, Santa Catalina Island. Good variety, but not a lot of anything. A lot of great rockfish, sheephead, whitefish you can catch there if you focus on that. If you, however, stay with the surface bite, you'll pick at the calico bass. You'll do much better with 12-pound fluorocarbon. Occasional yellowtail, throwing a Tatty 45 is a great way to catch a forky out there at Cat. From time to time, it's not wide open, and there's also a little bit of other stuff, few barracuda, that kind of stuff. Channel Islands, can't wait to hear how Daniel Hottaway does on the Island Spirit today. Out focused on halibut, on his halibut special, and then Daniel will be back at it again as he'll be out this weekend with some great fishing opportunities for all of you. Remember, it's been mostly rockfish up there, but there's the occasional halibut and also white sea bass bite going on up in that neck of the woods. You can join Daniel and the Island Spirit this weekend. Saturday should be a beautiful day, and Sunday kids fish free. 805-676-3474. VenturaSportFishing.com. Good rockfish up there in Santa Barbara, Avila Beach, Morro Bay. We continue to see really good rock fishing. And up in San Francisco, Brian Sanchez from Promar. Remember, put in FA at checkout when you go to PromarAhi.com and you'll get 15% off. Friedman Adventures, and they've got it all. Not only the crab pots for up there, but they've got the lobster hoop netting gear, gaffs. They've got great jigs and fluorocarbon. Go to PromarAhi.com, put in FA at checkout. All right, back to Brian, who will be on Lobster Chronicles tonight with Dave Hansen and yours truly. Should be a lot of fun. And Brian was up there on the California Dawn. What a magnificent trip as they limited out on the rockfish. They limited out on the crabs, which is 10 Dungeness crabs per angler. Fantastic stuff with the Promar gear up there on the California Dawn. Brian even had a big old octopus that they caught up in that neck of the woods. So he had a great time. And if you have any questions about that bite up there, you might want to join us tonight for Lobster Chronicles 5:30 live from 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro. Scott Buchert worked on the Daily Double down there in San Diego with Captain Fred Huber, who's a fantastic old friend of mine. Fred's just a great ambassador for sport fishing, and down there in that area they had limits of sculpin and a couple of whitefish to go along with it. Everybody going home with a smile on their face after an absolutely beautiful day on the water. Deep water cod fishing's been great for some of the guys that are fishing that new Seaforth, and some of those guys have been fishing out in the deeper water and catching some big stuff. The dolphin out of Fisherman's Landing in San Diego's been doing the same, and up and down the coast that's what we've been seeing. We have not been seeing a ton of the surface fish like bass or barracuda or even yellowtail or anything like that. A few halibut here and there, mostly sculpin, whitefish, sheephead, deep water cod, should you decide to go out and do that. It's been okay on that. In the Southern California surf, we've got, of course, a wide open yellowfin croaker bite going on here. Well, maybe not wide open, but we got one. So there's one. There's one yellowfin croaker here today in the surf. The surf has been a little quiet lately, although we had that nice big legal halibut the other day down at the tower on Anderson Street and Pacific Coast Highway. Dog Beach, some smaller barred perch mixed with the occasional good-sized perch. That's down in Huntington Beach, California, and also here we're picking at the yellowfin croaker, occasional small perch, and I'm hoping for a halibut here also. Up a little bit further as we take you up the coast, we have seen some halibut up there in the Long Beach area, up there in Redondo, Marina del Rey, El Segundo area, picking a few smaller perch, nothing exactly all that wide open, and we've just been kind of scratching at that stuff here. Don't forget about big fish, bait and tackle. For God's sakes, it's almost Christmas. I know I'm getting carried away, but perfect place to grab a Christmas present for the surf fisherman in your life. Not only the surf fisherman, you go to Big Fish Bait and Tackle on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway, and you can get anything you want, whether it's for the surf or offshore, islands, bluefin, marlin, doesn't even matter. And they've got a lot of great apparel there. If you want to pick up a beautiful hoodie or shirt, you can definitely do it at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. All right, my friends, always great to spend time with you. Live show tonight, Lobster Chronicles, 5:30 from 22nd Street Landing with the one and only Dave Hansen. That should be a lot of fun. Of course, we'll be watching the bite here as we go along, and hopefully we're going to see some good fishing as we go along. All right, SA Fishing right there in the house. SA Fishing, make sure you check it out. He's just getting going on his YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff, TikTok, I'm assuming. SA Fishing, nice pleasure, nice meeting you. All right, take care, have a great one, my friends, and I hope to see you really, really soon.